Guys, here we are for an unboxing I've been waiting for 2 months for. Okay, it's my new printer. Bit of backstory, and I'll try and be as quick as I can because I think this is going to be pretty long because I have no idea what's in this box. I have just literally broken the seal 2 seconds ago. So this is the JG Aurora A5. What a lot of top 3D printers are saying at the minute is probably one of the best 3D printers on the market today for price. This come from the company GearBest, is obviously one of the China sellers. We did have a bit of a problem getting here. I originally ordered it from GearBest, which also did my previous printer, which is the CR10, which I would praise to the hills. I still have it. I have no intention of selling it yet, but I may do if room becomes a problem, because I only live in a very small flat, although I have got a dedicated 3D printing room. So I'm not actually sure what the final size of this is. Judging by the box, I hope it's not this big. But anyway, yeah, so a bit of a story of it getting here. It took about 6 weeks. They told me it had been shipped from China. Then a few weeks later, I wrote to them and said what's happening because the tracking had died. And then it appeared on UPS like a month later, like a new tracking had started, and they only just said shipping had started. Long story short, it's finally got here. UPS did pick it up on the original ticket. Just a lot of customer service chat. They did actually compensate me for the delay when I was getting a bit irate. But I do want to say this straight away. I'm no way disappointed in GearBest. And also I'm going to say straight away, I'm not affiliated like a lot of the other 3D channels. This is mine. I paid for it. The price at the time, you have to look for vouchers, they're always around. This was about £240 delivered, which is an absolutely amazing price for a current printer of this ilk because it's jam-packed full of features. Just to rectify that, the reason I've got this is because my previous printer, the CR10, although prints immaculately, if you want to look on my Twitter feed at Tozol, Tozol, I regularly post my 3D prints and my hobby. It is a hobby. I just make models, I paint them and do things with them different. And all the files come from the usual places at Thingiverse and My Mini Factory. So it's just a hobby. It's a great hobby, one of the best I've ever had in my life, and I love it to death. The reason this has been bought is because, quite simply, even though my CR10 is an amazing printer, I would put it up against any printer today on the market of any price. I get an amazing quality out of it. So you may well be asking, well, why have you got another one? Quite simply, my CR10 is now coming up to being 2 years old. A lot of the tech in it's now it's been modernized, it's been brought up to front. So a couple of the features in this that I'll mention when I unbox this was the reason I bought it. It's got a few extra features that the CR10 just doesn't have. And like I say, a lot of reviews are calling this JG Aurora probably the best priced printer on the market today. So I will put links below directly to the GearBest. And like I say, what you have to do, you have to keep clicking it. They have many sales. And like I say, if you want to judge, mine cost me around 240. Be prepared to wait a few weeks. It is coming from China, although this actually came from Germany in the end, which caused the kind of problems, but we'll forget about that now. Let's get to the unboxing. The size of this is going to actually determine how I'm going to do this as well, where I have to put stuff as well. I'm literally just going to show you what's in the box, and I may even not get everything out. I want to see myself in it. It literally is, by the way, one of the simplest printers to put together. When I open it, and you'll see there are 2 major parts to it. That is it. And you literally sandwich them together, put 4 screws in, connect 3 cables that cannot go in any wrong size connectors because they're all sized done. And it is absolutely foolproof. Yes, you need some setting up. Yes, you'd have to know what you're doing with bed leveling. But that's the enjoyment of the hobby as it is at the minute. So let's get going and let's see what is in this. I'm more excited than you guys, I think. So let's have a look. I'm probably not even going to have enough room to unbox here. I should have thought of this probably, because I'm going to have to move microphones and everything, so excuse me for just moving stuff and cables and everything. Yeah, we've already hit a problem, I think, so we need my trusty knife. Ignore the knife, it's my box opening knife. I'm not showing it on camera. Well, you will see it, but it's just my standard box opening knife, and I just want to be careful because there is I'm actually probably, guys, this is going to be a bit disappointing for you all, because this entire thing is a plasticine, a polystyrene square. Now, even though it's got a thing on the top, which I'm hopefully it's just going to remove in a second, like I say, it is. So we are going to get to see at least a bit of it somewhere along the line. And I forgot one of the corners, so let's just do that. There we are. So let's chuck that aside. Let's grab this down here. So we have a single sheet, which I will... A single sheet there at the minute. That's in Chinese. That's in English. So this basically is a... This is literally the instructions. That one sheet. That is the instructions, I think. And as you can see from that top diagram there, that is the two parts you put together. Look, there's literally a flat part, a top part, 4 screws, and then the filament. So let's see what's in the box. So firstly, that's a great touch for a start. A half decent roll of filament. Now normally the printers very rarely come with filament. And if they do, it's a tiny piece. That is a good chunk of filament there. So I should test it with that. I wish I could get this just to stay there, but I'm not going to. What we've got up here. Warm-up tips. Warm-up tips. The product you purchase is a DIY kit based on responsible attitude for customers. We have done lots of tests before delivery. The joint of the main body and base, as well as the nozzle, has slight abrasions. We stress this is normal phenomenon and it won't affect the printing or appearance. Basically, guys, what you've got to realise, and this is why Chinese printers do so well, every printer they send out, let me try and stand up and do something about this. I'm trying to think what I can do so we can get a better view. Give me 1 second, guys. Might have to just move the camera just a touch. Bear with. Yeah, there we are. Apologies for camera movement. I'll try and get it back to the same shot. Are we there? Yep. That's better. So, quick thing you need to know about Chinese printers. Every one of these is tested. Literally, this printer will have been put together. They will have run a test print off it, undone the screws, boxed it. And they won't let them out of the factory until the test print is working. Another thing to point out, this is a Euro adapter. They do come with, sadly they're not connected with UK plugs. It's never been a problem before. My CR10's got one of these. It's exactly the same. There's one thing you always must remember, and this is the most important thing. There are 2 voltage settings on this printer, on a switch on the side, and that is essential you get the voltage correct. Really, guys, there's not much else to really, I don't think, other than, I mean, this bit here, that is the bottom of the printer, and this here, that's the build plate. So one of the things of importance here, this build plate is this black stuff is supposed to be one of the reasons I actually wanted to upgrade. If you don't know, when you 3D print normally, it's normally on a glass, it's on a piece of glass. That's what it's on. And quite simply, it's on a piece of glass and you put glue stick on, or you put painter's tape, you print stick to the bottom, and then you peel it off, and it's messy, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But apparently these are the new thing. This has got some special coating on it, and because it's a heat bed, this will heat up to between 50 and 70 degrees. Red hot, you print sticks to it, and then what you do with these printers, when it finishes, you just let it go completely cold and cool down, and you actually just come to the printer and you just pick the print off the bed. And that's what these are about. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to take that piece out. I might try and lift it up for you, I'm not sure. In fact, it's going to be difficult, I think. It is, I'm not going to bother, guys. That is going to be a tough job. I'm going to have to get some help for that. But what I do want to point out is this unit here is the bottom part. There's a screen here. You can just see it there, look. The screen's there. Touch screen. And then the other part underneath literally comes up there, across and down. So it's like a frame. And that is the unit. and there's just 4 screws. Now I probably will do some more videos when I've got it together. I might tag a video on the end. I don't even know if I'm going to put this together today, because I haven't even sorted my printer room out yet. What I do know underneath, which is, I'm sad I can't get to it to show it, but there's a bag of tools, there are screws, there's some screwdrivers, there's some really good stuff. There's a spatula that you get, which you don't really need, and I wouldn't be scratching it across here anyway. But all in all, guys, I know it's a bit disappointed unboxing, but at least you get to see the size, and that is the footprint of it. And to be honest, I'm happy with that. That is going to fit in my other printer room at the side of my other printer. So, a bit of a short unboxing, but I hope to bring you more when I've got it out. I might try and get some help and get it out on the table and then just add a bit to the end. I'll see what happens when I stop this video. But yeah, it's the JG Aurora. Look out for the links below. If you want to follow me as normal, I do stuff. I'm actually a video games. Cranky Gamers UK is the channel, obviously. If any of you from 3D printing's picked this video up, that's my prime thing. I do a podcast every week. 3D printing is my hobby. I love it. It's becoming more of a hobby, actually. Probably printing more than I'm gaming at the minute. But there it is. If you are looking for one of these printers, these FDM printers, this is one of the best, apparently. I will obviously talk more about it. I may even do a follow-up video a couple of weeks down the line when I've had it, when I've printed with it. Probably do some comparisons to the CR10, because like I said at the top of the video, I would put my CR10 against anyone. So I'm really interested how this one's going to perform. And I'm looking forward to it. So, like I say, bit of a short one, guys. Sorry for that, but you've seen the size, you've seen the box. There's more to come, and like I say, if you want to follow me on Twitter at Tozol, Tozol, that's where I post all pictures, and any questions you've got about the printer, feel free to tweet me. I do sometimes answer comments, although I think I've turned comments off for quite some time now, so yeah, don't even bother with the comments, but just get me on Twitter or email me at crankytoz@gmail.com and I will answer any questions that you want. So there we have it. It's the small but decent unboxing of the JG Aurora. Hopefully more to come, and I hope you enjoy it. Click the like, click sub, and click the bell if you want more videos to come along. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Bye. Hi guys, we're back. I did have a look after I'd cut the camera off, and basically it was pretty simple. These polystyrene edges here were just literally stuck with 3 bits of tape, and the other part, because there was only one part in it, literally just lifted out, and I was left with this. So I thought I may as well get it finished properly and show you what was fully in the box. And as you can clearly see, this is the frame that goes round. Few pointers. This is where the filament goes in. I was talking earlier in part 1 where there's a few things this printer does that my other one doesn't. So first one, the filament actually gets fed automatically. When you start it, you push it into the extruder here, and you press a button on the screen and it goes up this tube and down into the hot end, and the hot end's there. Very small, by the way. Very intriguing, that is. So also we've got tools. I will show you what's in there because there's some cool stuff in there. This is the filament holder. Again, my filament on my CR10 is actually stored high above it, and it travels down. You are supposed to fasten the filament holder onto the actual printer of the CR10, very much like this one. This literally comes out and screws to this frame. I think actually you may just be able to pick up 3 screw marks there. Can you see them? 1, 2, 3. That's where that screws onto there. So the filament is really close to the printer. This full steel mechanism, absolutely rock solid, which is another thing you need with 3D printers. They have to be rock solid. They can't be moving off the axes and stuff. So let's just go into this then. We'll open this for you and let's see what's in it. And then you've literally got, I'll make it a bit of an unboxing so you can't see. So let's make it a bit of an exciting. So here we are. We have the lead, as I said in part 1. It is a European 2-pin plug, which they have provided an adapter, which is great. So that's in the box. There is some real cool additions in this, which is actually fantastic. That is the warranty card. Not quite sure how that's going to work, but I do know GearBest have a great customer service. I know I said at the start of this video they took a long time to deliver it. If you want a bit of a test of how good GearBest customer service is, my other CR10, I was talking about how the wires aren't encased. You can see this is really neatly packed. There are not many wires showing. Them down in the bottom corner get totally tucked away later. But the customer service of GearBest is simply brilliant, because over a year after I'd actually had the printer, my other bed, the wires worked loose and broke off. I literally just wrote a customer ticket to GearBest. Within a couple of days, they just asked for a few pictures. I sent them the picture, and they literally shipped me a brand new, complete whole build plate when it arrived in a couple of weeks, and I just installed it. That was over a year after. That was just amazing service. Wasn't even sure if they was going to do anything, but that's the kind of stuff they are. So the warranty card, like I said, don't know how that actually works, but I know that overall GearBest are really good at the stuff. So we have a few Allen keys, obviously the 4 screws. I don't know why there's a couple. I think they're there for when you're doing maintenance all around the actual printer. What else have we got? We've got a cool addition here. That, again, this is something that not many printers do. They provide an extra hot end. Now, after a few months of printing and you know, a good 6-7 months, your hot end gets a bit dirty, a bit mucky, and it's literally a point of just unscrewing one back in, and you won't believe actually what changing the hot end actually makes quality wise, because they very easily get clogged up, because they're forever heating up to over 200 degrees, cooling down, and if there's any plastic left behind, it sets in, and it can become a problem. But that's a really nice touch, an extra hot end. I will say though, I do have a bag full of hot ends for my other printer, because they are literally like a $5 for 10 on Amazon. And I would recommend any printer that if you have actually got a 3D printer, just look what your hot end nozzle is and just buy some spares and swap them out. Here are the screws. Literally, you've got a bag of screws. There's 4 to connect this frame to the base, and 3 to connect the filament holder, and that literally is it for screws. I'm going to leave them in the box. We have a USB if you wish to connect your printer through USB. I don't know any 3D printer that uses these. There has been a story going round, but I now think it's been fixed, that just before Christmas, there was a report that if you use this wire, there's a chance of overheating. There was something wrong with the connection and the way it communicated, but nobody uses them. They really don't. It's actually an old printer cable. But here's the kicker, and here's the great little addition. Again, great service. We have a 16 gig memory stick. Now, weirdly enough, I actually own one of these, the identical model. But on here is the manual. They've got some test prints. And you obviously use this to put your files on. So basically what you'll do when you get your files, you'll head off to sites like Thingiverse and My Mini Factory, grab some things you like, the STL file, put it into your software on your computer, Cura basically, put the model in, set it up, save it to that, plug it into the side, and away you go. It's that simple. One nice little touch I do like, you may know or you may not know, that when you talk about bed leveling, it's all about how close your nozzle gets to your glass bed. Now, all printers in the past 2 years, 3 years, 18 months always tell you to level the nozzle bed close to your bed, get it set up, and then put a sheet of A4 paper between the glass bed and the nozzle. And the trick is you're supposed to get it so where the actual A4 paper just slightly drags. It doesn't freely come away. It doesn't get there so it's actually trapped. You've just got to adjust it so it just kind of, you can just feel it grabbing slightly. And you do that in all 4 corners and in the centre, and that's when your printer's levelled. Now, these have quite coolly added a Perspex sheet. Now, I will actually use this. I think this is a great little touch. Although I've actually got proper calipers, and I actually use 1.0 caliper on my CR10. That's why I get so good prints, because I don't mess about with the paper. I don't mess about with anything else. I mean, I will try this, and it'll test how good the bed leveling is with this. It's a nice little addition. If it's not very good, I'll go back to my calipers and just do 1.0 again. But yeah, that's a nice little tip again. So all in all, guys, nice little pack. I tell you what, I am surprised. Very surprised. And I don't think I'm missing any parts unless they're tucked away. Normal printers contain a spatula and stuff like that, but this hasn't. Now I'm guessing it hasn't because of that bed I showed you earlier. You're not supposed to be scraping that at all because of its delicacy, and you are not supposed to use anything on there as well. So quite simply, guys, it's great. Couple of pointers I was going to say why I've upgraded. One of the main ones is the power cutoff. If you are printing on this printer and it either has a power cut or the power stops for any reason, brilliantly, when power comes back on, this literally will come on and just let you continue. Miraculous. And I've seen it on YouTube and it looks brilliant. That to me is a great thing. Also, there's a filament warning monitor. This thing down here has got a monitor. Now, I have heard stories, like I said, it won't happen to me because I monitor my prints when they're printing. But I've heard stories that people have got this printer, the JG Aurora, that sensor, basically if you run out of filament, it'll beep to warn you that your filament's run out. And again, this printer's got a real good feature. You'll just reload some more filament in and it will pick up where it left off. A great touch. However, apparently the sensor is really loud. It's got a terrible high-pitched screech. Whether that's been fixed recently in firmware or anything, I don't know. But people have been saying on YouTube that whatever you do, don't print in the middle of the night if you think you're going to run out, because it makes a hell of a noise apparently. And we're still, it does it every 30 seconds until you come and stop it. So again, just a little thing there. Now, there it is. It's looking great. I can't wait. I mean, to be honest, I am a bit excited to set it up, so I'll probably do this later today. I'll put a few pictures on my Twitter feed. I don't think I'll do any more videos of the actual when it's put together. I don't think there's any need. It literally fits into that frame down the bottom, 4 screws like I keep saying. Job's done. The cables here, I don't know if you can just get to see them. There's literally 3 cables down here tucked away, and they cannot go wrong, and that's what I love about it. In the side of the main unit, there are 3 things, 1 large, 1 medium, 1 small. It's absolutely idiot-proof. You could be up and running in this literally within half an hour if you know what you're doing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, I can't see it taking more than an hour. The most time you'll spend is leveling the bed, because you can't print without leveling the bed. And it's simple as that. So there you have it, the JG Aurora unboxing. I can't wait. I will obviously keep covering the stuff on my Twitter feed if you're interested. And drop me a line, crankytoz@gmail.com, if you want any questions. The price of this printer was $240. It was with a code, not a code, it was with a, like I said, GearBest. If you go and find your printer. This is a tip. Go and find your printer that you like. Say you like the JG Aurora. Go onto the GearBest site, search for it, and look at the price. I will say if it's over 300, leave it alone, but save the link. Keep going back to it, and what GearBest do, they have these offers literally every other day. And I was lucky enough to get this dropped right down to $240. I think they had something like a 30% discount for 24 hours. And that's what I would say to do it. You can get these brilliantly cheap. And to prove a point, you can actually buy this on Amazon today. This exact same printer is on Amazon. It's £499, but it will get here tomorrow. So would you rather pay £500 for the same printer to get here tomorrow, or would you pay $240 and wait a few weeks? No brainer to me. So that's what I would suggest if you're after one. It's a great fun hobby. It's just dead enjoyable. Anyway, until next time, don't forget what I said earlier in part 1. Click the like, click sub, click the bell. We'll have more stuff coming, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I can't wait to get this set up, and I'll no doubt talk about it on the podcast at the weekend to see how the setup really did go. So until then, bye for now.